Kiz Crosbie, Mortal Fools, to tell us about what you've been up to.
Great, thanks, Liz. Really happy to be here. Let me just get this up. Can everyone see that okay?
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. So I'm Kiz Crosbie and I'm the Artistic Director of Mortal Fools. And we are a theatre, drama and creative learning company based in Prudhoe in Northumberland, and we work with partners across the wider North and across the wider UK as well. Today I'm going to tell you briefly about two projects that we've designed and delivered during the pandemic, with each supporting children and young people to come together in different ways. The first of those projects is Let Us Tell You. So this was co-designed with children and young people in direct response to them telling us that they felt that they had no voice during the pandemic. No one was asking them what they thought, no one was asking them what they felt or what they wanted to say. So we worked with them to co-create a filmmaking project, and we did that starting the process by exploring two main prompts. If you could say one thing to other young people right now, what would it be? If you could change one thing for young people right now, what would it be? We used a range of co-creation activities, almost all of which were delivered on Zoom, and we used them to generate material for the film scripts. So writing, improvising, drawing, making still images with their bodies, playing group games, and individual reflective conversations between young people and the practitioners. And that was a really important element of the work because it allowed us to really dig much more deeply into what each individual child thought rather than treating them as a collective. And that approach, using different means to gather that information, allowed us to meet the different learning styles and preferences of those children and young people we're working with, especially given that most of them wouldn't have chosen to be on Zoom, although some of them would have done, I think. When it came time for filming, the social restrictions that were in place only allowed for gatherings outside, and where the purpose of those gatherings was to improve health and well-being. So we used the PERMA framework for mental well-being across all of our programs, and the PERMA stands for 5 different pillars: positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning and achievement. So we designed this get-together, this filming weekend, as a creative mental health intervention, where the focus was those children and young people taking part in activities to boost their well-being. And the filmmakers were there to capture the content as best they could as part of that process, without it being the main focus. So the Let Us Tell You project focused on supporting children and young people to connect through creating together. And it resulted in their voices being captured in 2 short films. Those 2 short films are called Thank You for Listening and My Monster Arrived. The films are available now for free on our YouTube channel, together with resource packs, so that the other groups can use those films to support their young people, and so we can spread those young people's voices much further and wider. The second project that I'm going to outline is Melva. And Melva is a creative, fun and accessible way for groups of 7 to 11-year-old children to explore worries and anxiety, or worrits, which is what Melva calls them. It originally existed as a live touring creative intervention programme for schools. And during the pandemic, we've reimagined the project into a digital format. The purpose of the Melva digital programme is to give new ways for children to have shared creative experiences together, and to use them to kick off conversations which explore thoughts and feelings and behaviours that are common to all of us. The digital programme, which is going to be launched in September this year, has versions for both schools and groups to use, as well as for use by families. The digital programme has 2 main parts. There's a new version of the original theatre play, which has been produced as 3 episodes and will also be screened to different groups as a full-length version. The show combines the best of live stage performance with the benefits and the capabilities that you can only get from film and from animation. to create an exciting experience for children who can join Melva on her adventure, enroll as mountain rescue volunteers to help her find her grandpa, who she thinks has got lost on the mountain. During the adventure, children learn about worrits and new ways to manage them. And they can then use that to relate Melva's experiences to their own. The script was originally produced in consultation with children to make sure that it accurately captured how they experience worrits. And I'm really excited to be able to premiere and keep everything crossed that my Wi-Fi has the capability to do this. Just a short extract of the new production with you now.
What if I'm asked a question in class, I don't know the answer and everyone laughs, and then I go red, fall onto my head and everyone's staring. I wish they'd stop caring, but they're looking at me and waiting to see what I'll do next. What if we have PE at my school and I don't know the rules of the game that we're playing, but the top kids are saying I should watch from the side as they all divide into two teams without me, and I'm alone. And then it starts to rain and my t-shirt is white and I see with the fright it's entirely see-through. And what if 1 minute I'm playing and laughing with friends, I'm laughing so hard that wee just descends and runs down my legs. There's nothing to do, my friends have stopped laughing, instead they are pointing and then they are saying we don't want to be friends with you. What if I'm doing a test and I'm trying my best, but the words are just meaningless data. They jump about on the paper, some backwards, some not, and I'm losing the plot, and I'm gonna look silly like that boy with a willy picture stuck on his top when he went to the shop after school. I know that sounds dead dramatic, but I just stand there static, and I wish I could put time in reverse, so I don't have to suffer the curse of opening my mouth and stupid things all spilling out, and I just...
We've just got a few seconds left, Kiz.
Okay, well, the second part is of the digital programme is the online storytelling game, which is for schools and families. And this time Melva's best friend has disappeared and the children are in role as Melva's niggling voice and must help her to find him. So they visit different places in Melva's world. This is including Sugar Swirl's sweet shop and here the Rice Pudding Cafe. And they have to speak to different characters and make choices for Melva along the way. And the game had a tester launch earlier this year with class groups and smaller intervention groups using it, as well as families. And the school started to describe it as coming together for Melva time. There are practical exercises in the game to help children manage their worries and anxiety. And we've had comments along the lines of that it's a brilliant starting point for conversations around mental health and also about how we can be a better friend to support other people going through their challenges. Just to keep the bit of theatre in there, because we are a theatre company at the end of the day, even the game has bits where the children can just sit back and watch the action unfold and just enjoy that in front of them based on the choices that they've made. So to find out about these projects, you can visit our website. All of that is on there. You can also find out how to contact us, but I'll be sticking around and my colleague Rachel Horton's here on this call as well, so we can get into chatting with people in the breakout rooms. But otherwise, thank you for listening.